guys, it's Christy. Welcome back to my channel. Let me give you a little background information. And no, I don't mean on me or my channel, the literal background. We're getting rain today, which is super exciting. So the dogs are in the house. Pablo found a huge ass bone outside, so you're probably going to hear thunks in the background because they love to drop stuff and make noise. I can hear the guineas in the background chirping, but I don't know if you'll be able to. And Steve, the house chicken, is, of course, watching Young and the Restless, so hopefully he will be quiet. So I hope everyone is having a great day. Like I said, we're getting rain, so the hair is in full-on crazy mode today. But like I said, cases are more important than faces, so here we are. Today we are going to address some comments. Yesterday Zav Girl did a live, and Jared from Adventures with a Purpose joined her, and there were some interesting things that came out. I'm obviously not going to play the whole thing, but I did get a few snippets here and there that I'm going to share with you guys. I will link her video in the comments, so if you want to go, or in the description, sorry, if you want to go and watch the whole thing, you can just head on over to Zav Girl. We are going to talk about this mystery guy, Nate, that his name keeps coming up. We're going to talk about the message from the mom that I talked about twice yesterday. And my favorite commenter is back. Yes, to borrow and change up a little bit lyrics from Eminem. Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. And she has a friend. Yes. Yes, she found a comrade in arms, I guess we can call it, in my comment section. So good for her for making friends. She's still batshit crazy, saying stuff that makes no sense. And I am still convinced that one of her kids was at this party. Or I don't know who she is, but I really feel like she's connected somehow. I can't shake it. These comments didn't really make me as angry as the ones that I've ranted about in the past. They just don't make sense. It's like, I don't know where she comes up with this shit, but honestly, I wish she would take it to somebody else's video at this point. It's like, oh Christ, I saw her name come up and I'm like, oh, not again. But yeah, so we'll get snarky about her later. And then we like to deal in facts, obviously. Right now, we still don't really have a lot of facts. So this video will have a lot of speculation. So speculation warning. One time in one of Gisela's videos, she said she had her speculation spectacles on, and I've got mine on. So we're going to do a little bit of that. So let's dive in. The most important thing today, besides all of that stuff, the most important thing about today, September 1st, is it's Kiely's birthday. She should have turned 17 today, and she didn't get the opportunity. She should be celebrating somewhere with her family or her friends. But I'm sure she's celebrating in heaven. But it's a sad anniversary milestone. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for, but when I lost my parents, their birthdays were really hard for me, and losing her and then having her found and then her birthday coming so quickly it's not going to be easy for her family. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers today, because today will be a difficult day for them, I'm sure. And Kiely, we all are wishing you a happy birthday in heaven. And we're sorry that you're not here to celebrate with the people that you love, that loved you so much. But just remember Kiely today and remember the kind of person she was, how vibrant and intelligent. Remember, this is a 16-year-old girl that graduated high school with honors early and was headed to college. That's incredible. You know, she was very talented musically. She could sing. She was an incredible girl. So let's just keep Kylie's spirit alive today in all of us because it's her birthday. So make today special in some way in honor of Kiely. Okay, so now the first thing I'm going to address is the message that I posted yesterday from Kylie's mom, Lindsay. I had one commenter who just jumped up my ass constantly about this message. And I mean, she commented repeatedly, but I eventually told her, I hope you're making this exact same comment on every creator's page that has talked about this message, because I'm not the only one. I was not the only one. So we can't confirm that this came from the mom's account. We all know accounts can be faked. They can be hacked. I can say that the post that was made about Kylie's gathering and that post from yesterday that the mom had said that she just kind of ripped into Adventures with Purpose, they were from what looked to be the same account. That message was shared by a lot of people that follow the mom, that would have a closer relationship with the mom. So it seemed believable. It came up. It was public at first. Then it was switched to friends only could view it. And then eventually it was taken down. And like I said yesterday, her whole profile was changed, including her profile picture, the pictures that she has on the profile, everything has changed. So yes, of course there's a chance it was fake, but we don't know. I was just reporting on it because it was out there. And in that video, we were talking about what was out there and who told who what when. And it was just kind of a part of that because she had said that Adventures with Purpose had not contacted her, which led into all the other who, what, when, where, why, how, that people got the information about Kiely being found. So this isn't exactly a retraction. This is just a we don't know. But to address the message, I said in my videos to give her grace and how difficult grief is and how we do lash out at people that maybe don't deserve it, how we misplace anger towards people that don't deserve it. And if it was real, I asked you to continue to give her grace and let her grieve. If it is fake, and honestly, I hope it is fake, I would hate to think that that's how she feels towards Adventures with Purpose. So, whether it's real or whether it's fake, we do need to give this entire family grace and room to grieve in their own way, even if that means lashing out and being angry at people that don't necessarily deserve it. So, on Zav Girl yesterday, when Jared was on there, the message was brought up. So, I'm going to play you a clip of what Jared from Adventures with Purpose had to say about it.
And if that message from the mom is from her real account, I don't know if it is or not. I don't fault her, and I don't blame her at all, because everybody will go through a grieving process differently.
So as you see, like I said yesterday, most people understand that when you're grieving, you act in ways and say things that otherwise you might not. So he gets that and he understands. And even he said, if it's real or if it's fake. So like I said, it's out there. I wanted to address it. I'm sorry that it upset my commenter so much. She said I was using it as clickbait, which to me was odd because I did not specifically talk about that message in the title to the video. So that wouldn't really be clickbait to get people to watch my video. And I don't know, she just, threw shade at my character basically, and shame on you with big red exclamation points and things like that. So consider me scolded and consider this my explanation of why it was covered. Now let's move on from that. So in the members only video that Adventures with Purpose released yesterday and everybody can watch for free tomorrow, they were discussing, why did they go to Boca first? And from the time they got there, one of my big questions was, why didn't they start at Prosser? Because if you know anything about Adventures with Purpose, they always start at the last known location. So that was really confusing to me because as far as we knew, that was the last location because of the phone ping. So they got information from Nick. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that Nick is a roadside assistance, something like AAA. I'm sorry, I don't know what is wrong with my voice. But he had got a call to go out to service a car with a dead battery. The car was a match to Kiely's. At the time, he wasn't aware she was missing because this was literally the next day after. It was Saturday, and she was last known at 12:30 p.m. Saturday morning, or a.m. Sorry. Jeez. Anyway, so he gets out there to Boca, and he finds her, and it turns out it wasn't a dead battery. The car was in neutral, and that's why it wouldn't start. And he said that she was distressed. He said that it appeared like she had had a bad day, a rough night. Maybe she was hungover. He wasn't really sure, but something was off. She was asking a lot of weird questions like how to buckle her seatbelt and things like that, that just, you know, it hit him as odd. And she was with a male in the vehicle, and he said that she seemed not to want to be around that guy. Like, if her and Nick, roadside assistance guy, were up front talking about the battery or whatever, the guy would be at the back. And if the guy would come towards the front, Kiely would go towards the back. If he was on, like, the driver's side, Kiely would go around to the passenger side. Like, he said they were never close to each other. So that was really interesting. I'm going to play a clip now that kind of explains their thought process of going to Boca.
There's a lot more that we have cut out of the video. If certain things do happen, I'll just announce it right here. We have 2 other videos to be released if certain things do take place. And it's just going to be a whole, I mean, nobody knew this footage even existed from the tow truck driver, but we have the full uncut, raw, complete interview with him, as well as his girlfriend, who is a nurse. You know, they are credible, stand-up people. They tracked us down. It was, you know, the rolling billboard of AWP, and just seeing us pulling off of the interstate at Best Buy that first night that we got in town. We didn't track them down. It was just they saw us, just a chance encounter, and they tracked us down, and we had the interview with them. Wow. Which is why we ended up over there at Boca instead of over at Prosser to begin with. Had we ended up on Prosser based upon our normal search and the way that we do things of where were they last seen, what was last cell phone ping, we would have been right there, and we would have, you know, on day 1 versus day 2. So,
Jared, are you saying that the reason that you went to Boca first is because of the tow truck guy, or
yeah,
like a?
Because we always go off of last known location, and so
yeah,
we have no doubt in trusting him because of his presence, his girlfriend, and the same story was told 3 times. It was, you know, it was from memory. It wasn't like I'm making this up on the spot. And so very credible, which gives us a new last known location.
Oh my gosh.
In this as well. And I don't know, I can't remember if we showed it on video or not, but we did make an immediate phone call to the detectives as well to verify this. Now, the thing is that you have multiple, you know, people taking these tips, you know, from 2 different counties and 18 different agencies. And so while the detective that we made contact with immediately on the spot, while Nick, the tow truck driver, is there with us that night, that detective that we spoke to had never heard this, you know, this confession, this story before. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't recorded somewhere else. Remember, what was there, like 1,500 or 2,000 tips that came in, and they have to filter through all of them. So
exactly.
Okay, sorry about the thunking in the background. I should have muted my microphone, but I didn't, so I'm sorry if you heard that. I hope you heard the video. And in the video, Nick mentions that he works the Tahoe, Truckee area Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that he wasn't absolutely sure what day it was that he saw her, but by going by his GPS, he was thinking Saturday or Sunday, and it was at like 11 to noonish, which is well after Kiely's last known ping. So this kind of firms up the date a little bit here. So let's listen to this clip, and I will mute my microphone this time.
We'll release unedited interview if it goes this direction, but let me just say it here, is that Nick thought that this was so odd that once he was done with the call, he pulled down the road, pulled over, called his girlfriend, who, and he told her what had happened. So this is where we now have the her story, and she was there as well, that you didn't see her on camera at that moment in time, but we do have her on camera as well, that she collaborates his story as to he was there and how odd this was. And she remembers the day because it was her dad's birthday, so she does not forget that it was Saturday.
Oh my God.
Can you give us more description of the guy?
Now, but again, I mean, I don't know Nick from, anybody. I don't have any reason to, discredit or think otherwise. And don't say, don't hold this, as the golden, the golden law here, as 100% true, as 100% truth or fact. I don't know, until more information comes out or something happens that can collaborate and verify this.
Okay, so interesting, right? So I know that if it's a significant day, like a birthday or an anniversary or whatever, and something happens, that does stick in your mind. So if it was Saturday, then Kiely was over at Boca, which isn't terribly far from Prosser, about the time that people were starting to search for her. Because remember, she was supposed to meet her friends at Starbucks at 9 on Saturday morning to go hiking or camping or whatever. And when she didn't, the mom and the friends and everybody headed out to start looking for her. Could Kiely have been right up the road? And he mentions that her cell phone had died, so she was using Nick, the roadside assistance guy, had been trying to call, and it was going to voicemail, and the girl who we think could be Kiely was using the guy in the car's phone. So I'm going to read you the description that roadside Nick gave about this guy. He said he was wearing a black, flat-billed San Francisco Giants hat with brown hair coming out the sides. He had a thin build with a white bro tank, acne or freckles on his face, and he was tall but under 6'3". And why he says that is roadside Nick is 6'3", and this guy was a little shorter than him. So keep that description in your mind, and I'm going to show you a little clip, and I'm just going to leave it there. I am not going to speculate. I may have speculated off camera a lot, but I'm just going to put this out there and see what you think. Remember the description I just gave you.
Then at 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, "Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that." And that was the last one I heard.
It's interesting, right? I mean, a lot of people probably have those hats and brown hair. It's just, what a coincidence that somebody close to the case, close to Kiely, shows up with that hat and brown hair sticking out. It's just something to think about. And he was so convinced that him and Kate were going to be the ones to find Kiely, and they were searching in Reno. So did something happen to Kiely maybe after the party? She was with somebody else, a guy, and something happened. Maybe they were trying to take care of her, and something went wrong, and they go back to Prosser to hide her. Speculation. Absolute speculation. I've heard people say, maybe she OD'd and they had her in her car because they were going to try to take her to the hospital or something to get her help, and she passed, so they dumped the car in the water. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there, a lot. So, as we get little new bits of information, and we got a lot of bits from Adventures with Purpose, didn't we? You try to start building a narrative to fit, to kind of make it make sense, because it still doesn't make sense to me. But a little more on the guy. So I feel like we're gonna know who this guy is, and here's why. Listen to this.
Was Nick able to say, look at a picture of Kiely and say, this is the girl that I saw, or was it more based off of the vehicle matched the description of her vehicle?
Right now, I'm still gathering some information based upon what I just hinted to you right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gathering more information on that one. As far as who the male may be, I'm going to say that it was a positive match.
So the ID of the guy has been confirmed. Hopefully, whoever he is, they've got his phone records and are combing through them thoroughly. But I can't wait until we know who that is. That's going to answer a lot. So we've talked, accident, foul play, kind of bounced back and forth between, and there's a part of all of us when she was found that you hope that it was a tragic accident, that, nothing nefarious had gone on. But the more that comes out, especially from Adventures with Purpose, the fact that the kids are so quiet, that there's not a lot of digital evidence leading to this party, pictures, videos, anything on social media, it does make your mind turn to foul play. So this is what Jared had to say about whether he thought there could be foul play involved.
Well, everything that you've seen in your experience, if you had to guess, would you guess that there was foul play involved in this one? If you had to guess.
I'm just going. I'll say this: I would not have put that in our title if we thought it was nothing more than an accident. It's open for interpretation, speculation at this point. There's an entire other theory that it would blow your mind if I even told you, based upon additional.
Whoa.
Even just going with let's see, without giving away too much. And without me saying anything really, if you think about the two people that are moving around the vehicle, there could be more to that story.
All right. So they apparently have 2 other videos about Kiely finding her car. There's a lot of people out there that seem to think there's one version if it was an accident and one version if it was not. But it sounds like they have raw footage of the interview with Roadside Nick and his nurse girlfriend. There's more footage of them interacting with the dad and the grandpa on the beach. But I'm very interested to see what else they put out there, more specifics about what they saw and what they think. So while they were out there searching, Doug got a message from someone he wouldn't say who, and I wrote it down, of course, and it said the Facebook groups were on fire and on to real clues. There was disturbing behavior and a fight between Kiely and a girl named, and they bleeped it out. And not only did they bleep it out, they put like black bars across his mouth so we couldn't even lip read. But my money's on Sammy Smith. So there was disturbing behavior and a fight between Kiely and a girl named whatever minutes before the party broke up around 12:30 a.m. Cars started flying out of the parking lot. Something bad happened, and all the kids' parents told them not to get involved. Sounds like my commenter, doesn't it? Keep in mind that there's a possibility that what happened to Kiely could be more sinister, and there was a panic. And if you've been watching these videos of mine, you know my mind always goes back to the mass exodus at 12:30. I knew something caused it. It had to, for that many people to just up and leave all at once. Sammy said she left at 12:25, which, I mean, that's still in that time frame. And then Kylie's last ping was 12:33. So it's all, in mass exodus time. So who did she have a fight with? What was the disturbing behavior? And who was it with? Now, I don't know what Facebook group this was in, because I'm in several about Kiely and I never saw it. But I believe it's a likely possibility. And we know from Stephen Fisher, the private investigator that was out there with the grandpa and the dad, that there was tension between Sammy and Kiely over a guy, not Jagger. So this N name has been flying around. It's been coming up. And then it went from N to Nate. So I'm like, who is this Nate guy? And then finally, I got the whole name. So let's take a look. This is Nate. Again, we've got brown hair. He's not wearing a hat in this picture, but doesn't mean he doesn't have one. And he's friends with Jagger. So was there some tension over this guy? Again, speculation, everybody. It's just weird that his name kept coming up, and then I finally get his last name. So when I type it in, I find that he's a friend of Jagger. Well, he's followed by Jagger. Is this the guy that caused the friction? Could this be what they argued about that night? Like I said, my daughter's first instinct was jealousy. Was this guy maybe... Hold on. Sorry. Was this guy interested in Kiely? And that made Sammy mad? And remember that Steve Fisher said that when Sammy said that Kiely was single and rocking that single life, he didn't think that was genuine. Could she have been seeing this guy? And if so, would that have upset Jagger? Because I feel like, Jagger, after they found her, all his posts, you could tell she sincerely meant the world to him. But did that make him mad that there was another guy, perhaps? I don't know. Like I said, this is just another little piece in this million-piece puzzle, and I don't know how it fits yet. It's just something interesting that I wanted to put out there. Like I said, this is all speculation. And in the title, if you're out there, commenter, I said speculation in the title. But it's just something interesting to think about, and Sammy had talked about there being fights out there and how sometimes there was a fight about who won the fight, but that night she could assure us there was not. Is that because she knew she won the fight? I don't know. It's just more of those odd little things in this case that keep popping up. So I just wanted to share that with you. So you could kind of add that piece to your puzzle and see if you can make it make sense. So yesterday we had discussed a lot about, was the car in neutral? You remember a couple of days ago we watched that video from Gisela at Grizzly True Crime where we could see the front wheels moving as well as the back, and that indicated that it was in neutral. And knowing the gear will be really important. So they, on Zav Girl, they asked Jared if they knew what gear it was in, and they didn't, but this is what he had to say.
Can you answer if the car, what gear the car was in, or can't you answer?
So while our team did not specifically look at what gear it was, you can see in the video that the wheels are turning, which would indicate that the vehicle is in neutral.
Okay. So, even from his perspective, with his knowledge, after all he's seen, he believes the car is in neutral. And, that opens a lot of questions of what happened that night. Like I said, another piece to the million-piece puzzle. And then, of course, we knew that she was not in the driver's seat, but she was found in the back. And here's what Jared had to say about that.
Now that it's out, and you see that Nick in the video that we put out to members today, we can now confirm, we can put it out there publicly. Yes, she was in the back of the car. Now, the question that my wife came to me is, for me, the back is the back, but my wife, said, what part of the back? Well, she wasn't in the back seat. She was in the back. Okay. And so now when you start breaking this down, again, just speculation, even though she is a small gal, you only have so much space.
A little space.
You also have that this car is not sinking in the same way that a car with the windows up are going to sink, which would be a 2 to 10 minute float. And then the car, drops down. You have plenty of, air in there that's going to give you time to think about how you're going to escape with putting windows down versus a window that is down, which now you have nothing trapping the air, which means the vehicle is going to go under much quicker and not.
What's the time? Jared,
by the way, that's a really cool video you put out that shows people how to get out of cars, bro. I watched that, and dude, I will never forget that knowledge.
It's very helpful. I agree, Ryan.
Yeah, that's awesome.
20 to 30 seconds. If the windows are open, the car does not have long, so you don't have much time to react at all. You're not going to get doors open. The moment you end up with 4 inches of water pressure against the door, that door is not coming open.
It's a lot, right? So not just the back seat, like the theory that I had heard about, somebody wanting to take her to get her treatment if she OD'd or whatever. She was in the actual cargo area. And again, that doesn't mean anything. I actually have a commenter, if you're watching, hello, that was a former firefighter and has recovered vehicles with bodies and said that them being in the back isn't necessarily unusual. And I get that, because if she wasn't strapped in or whatever, she could have been thrown back there, floated back there. But, Jared brings up this other possible scenario with the 2 people in the car. And that's something that we've wondered about, especially because when they went down in the video, we hear Nick Wren, the diver, not roadside Nick, diver Nick, say that the passenger side window is busted out and the driver's side back window is rolled halfway down. So, well, for one thing, that makes the car sink faster, according to Jared, 20 to 30 seconds, which is frightening. But did somebody escape out one of those windows? And Kiely did not. It's like the more we get, the more questions I have. It's kind of like with Gabby Petito. It felt like every day something new was happening, changing, and it just left you with more questions than answers. And that's kind of how this case is feeling. It's like you put things together, but then you feel like I'm missing something, like it doesn't add up. All the pieces don't fit, and that's probably where law enforcement is at with this whole thing, is they're looking for that missing piece to make it all come together. So there's so many things to think about, and just oddities in this case. Like I didn't think I mentioned it in any of my videos, but just the fact that Sammy and her family took off right when they knew that Adventures with Purpose was coming to the area. And it was odd. And because, she was going to stay there and search till the end. And, a lot of people were like, oh, well, she probably left the state for college. No, because she was supposed to go to college in Irvine, California. And then I heard, maybe they were in Michigan. Like, I don't know. I think somebody said they had family property up there or something. But, I mean, I can understand needing to get away because of everything that's going on. But she put herself in the middle of all this. So, I don't know. I mean, is it a coincidence, the timing of her leaving, or was there a reason that she didn't want to be there? I don't know. There's just so much that I don't know, that we don't know. And, you know, maybe we won't ever know. Hopefully, after that video coming out, I'm kind of feeling like we may get another presser to address some things that were brought out. I'm sure law enforcement's getting peppered with a lot of questions. So I would expect maybe another presser, and maybe they'll come out with like the preliminary cause of death. Like I said, it was weird to me, you know, in the press conference. Sorry, thunder, and I guess they thought somebody was here. In the press conference, you know, they really only confirmed that it was indeed Kiely that had been found, but when they would be asked a question like, you know, do you think there was foul play, they wouldn't comment. And if they really want to stop all of this speculation and all these rumors and stories, they could have simply said, no, we don't suspect foul play at this time. There's something, I mean, there's a million different ways that they could have phrased it to make it sound like it was nothing more than an accident. And, you know, if they come out and they say whether or not there was water in her lungs, that's going to answer a lot. So I would be interested, even if they just came back and said, you know, the cause of death is drowning, that still doesn't completely rule out foul play, but it's something. So, sorry, I keep checking my phone. I'm waiting for a text from my friend Jathan, the PI. Hey, if you're watching, can you please answer my text? I know you're a superstar after being on the news last night, but I need more information for my new video. Thank you. All right, now let's move on to everybody's favorite part, the commenter. This lady. All right, so yesterday, this was on my video where I said, you know, the full video just leads to more questions. So here comes commenter Autumn Fragrance again. And she says, AWP and law enforcement did not contact Sammy or Jagger either. They learned about the discovery through social media. Y'all, I almost pissed myself laughing. Why the hell would either of those groups of people inform Sammy or Jagger? From a law enforcement perspective, they are in no way, shape, or form family. And Adventures with Purpose, I mean, no, just no. So Aunt M commented, and I love y'all when you jump in against her. It cracks me up. Aunt M said, grandfather and father were on site and went to the shoreline when notified. J and S are not family. WTF? Exactly. And then my comment, oh, you're back. Why would they contact Sammy and Jagger? And she never responded back to either of those. But she did come along, and this is where, you know, she's got an ally now, y'all. She's got a friend. So, Sweet Sativa had commented, if the mother followed the law, and I'm reading it like that because it's in all caps, and didn't allow her 16-year-old daughter to drive past 11 p.m. like the law states. I'll just leave that there. Boy, Autumn Fragrance commenter. Woo, she jumped on that because she's been yelling that from the get-go. Bingo. And not to mention the fake ID in her purse. What? What? So I said, Autumn Fragrance, what fake ID in her purse? Where are you getting that information? Now, I dig a lot into these cases, and if y'all have heard this, you let me know in the comments, but I have heard nothing about, well, I've heard nothing about a purse, period. When we were looking for her and they're telling us, you know, this sweatshirt, that sweatshirt, this is what she was wearing, you know, her key chain had this on it and her phone had that sticker. And did anybody ever mention a purse? I don't remember hearing about a purse. And if so, that for her to know there was a fake ID in Kiely's purse, she would have to know the purse was found and what was inside the purse. I've heard nothing about a purse. I've heard nothing about a fake ID. So, like I said, where are you getting that information? You know, like, do you have some secret inside source in the investigation? I mean, honestly, I don't know. Are you Sammy's mom? You know, I know you're connected to this case somehow. I just don't know how. But, I mean, this literally is like she pulled it out of thin air or out of her ass. I don't know. But, you know, she's been bashing the mom from day one. And like I've said multiple times, don't you think this mother wakes up and goes to bed every night blaming herself? It's what we do as moms. And there's no one out there that could lay more blame on her or make her feel any worse than what she's already doing to herself. So just stop it. Cut it out. Grace, grace, grace. Give this family grace and let them grieve. Don't be pointing fingers and blaming them. And then this fake ID crap. Why? Why are you saying she had a fake ID in her purse when we don't even know if she had a purse? I mean, lady, you need to back off. I mean, you're good for laughs. And, you know, you do raise my blood pressure a little bit, but damn. And like I said, she doesn't comment on all my videos. It's just particular ones that seem to contain certain information. And I just find the whole thing odd. So, she didn't respond back to me, so I still don't know where the hell she got that information, but there you go. Welcome to a day in my life. But yeah, I think that's all I wanted to cover. Let's get rid of crazy commenter lady. I gotta come up with a name for her. Maybe I will just start calling her Shady. I don't know. She is shady as fuck. Again, it's Kiely's birthday. Let's remember that. Let's focus on Kiely, the person she was, the person that she could have been, and all she brought to the world while she was here. I've got caboodles and caboodles of videos to prep for. I'm hoping to get a couple more done today, so sorry if you get bombarded with notifications, but I've got like 6 different things I'm working on, and one is really pressing. Well, two of them actually. So, yeah, I'm going to get off here for now. And I want y'all to let me know what you think after watching this video and all the clips, and really kind of mull it over in your mind. Think about it a little bit, let it all sit there and marinate, and let me know, where is this all leading you? Like, what direction is this information that's coming out leading you in? I want to know your thoughts, your theories. Go ahead and snark it up and speculate in the comments, but I'm really curious to see where y'all are at, because, I'm a little mind blown. So, thank you all for spending a little bit of your day with me, to celebrate Kiely's birthday. And everybody, give each other grace, give this family grace, keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Give this video a thumbs up, help boost it in the algorithm, so maybe Autumn Fragrance, aka Shady, will see it and comment, and we can have a little more fun with her, her wild ideas. But yeah, give it a thumbs up, please, and help boost it in the algorithm. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do so. It would mean the world to me. I love watching us grow. It's super exciting, and we're going to do a lot of good things for a lot of people. Share it on your social media, and hashtag Kiely, hashtag happy birthday, Kiely. And as always, I will see y'all in the next one.